And just like that, another domino from the Celtics has fallen. Kristaps Porzingis has been traded to the Atlanta Hawks in a three-team deal that would send Terrence Mann and Atlanta's number 22 pick to the Brooklyn Nets, Georges Niang and a second rounder to the Celtics, and then Porzingis would be going over to Atlanta. Um, Interesting. So let's talk about for the Hawks side. The Hawks get a 7-3 offensive weapon. Obviously, it's very well known that Porzingis is not the healthiest player in the league for sure. It's also known that he is going through some mystery illness throughout the playoffs and the end of this regular season, and was not very good in the playoffs. So it kind of, I don't want to say he was a negative trade asset, but he's got a big contract on his name. I will look at the numbers right now, but he's got a big contract on his name, and he hasn't played. If the hold on, his contract is he's on an expiring deal, 30.7 million. So good for the Hawks. They don't have to bring him back after this year if they didn't want to. But if we implemented the 65 game rule thing for his entire career, Kristaps Porzingis would have been eligible in 2023. He played 65 exactly in his last year for the Wizards and his first 2 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of his career, he wouldn't have been eligible for awards. Obviously, like I said, everything that's going on with him right now. And people are just kind of taking a gamble. I wonder what they would have done if Porzingis wasn't expired, like going to be a free agent this year for the Celtics. I would assume they would also still just let him go. But at this point, I don't really know. The Brooklyn Nets get in on this, and they get Terrence Mann, who has I think it's like 13 million for 3 more years, something like that. Let's look. Terrence Mann. So 15 for this coming season, 15 and then 16. So a little bit lengthy of a contract for a team that did have some cap room. But they get the number 22nd pick, which I believe they have like 5 first round picks already. Like this would be their 5th first round pick. So I don't really know what they're going to do with all that. But I mean, they get on this deal and they get a first round pick, so good for them. Good deal for them. And then Georges Niang is coming to the Celtics. He is also an expiring deal, $8.2 million. Sure. I would assume he plays a little bit if he stays here. I'm not a very big Georges Niang fan. I'm just not. I'm not a big fan. I believe I think Keith Simmons or something like that. I think he's said yes. So Georges Niang was born in Massachusetts. So it's kind of a reunion for him. He's 32. He's a good 3-point shooter, I guess. Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan. But hey, we get off the contracts like we needed, and I believe we are $4.5 million under the second apron. So I believe that the Celtics would technically be done for today, but are done. They technically could be done. Like they are under the second apron now with after the Drew and Porzingis trade. But the Celtics don't have a center. Al Horford is a free agent. I would assume they bring him back. Luke Cornett, same deal, a free agent. I don't know if he gets brought back. I feel like a team that needs a backup center could offer him a little bit more than we would offer him. And I wasn't the hugest Luke Cornett fan either. It's Keith Smith. Sorry, not Keith Simmons. We need a center. We cannot be done. We cannot enter this season with a 39-year-old Al Horford as our only center and Neemias Queta. God forbid, let's say Luke Cornett leaves as well. I don't care if we're competing or not. You can't. That cannot be our center rotation. That cannot be the center rotation. But I mean, it's a good deal. I mean, again, it's an expiring deal. You get a second. I'm not. I guess I'm not super shocked we didn't get a first round pick because a lot of teams and people kind of looked at Porzingis, like I said, probably as a negative asset because you don't know what you're going to get from him. Like you know what you're going to get play wise, but you don't know how much of it you're going to get. But I can't imagine this was the best deal that they got. I saw so many things saying the Lakers, the Spurs, there were so many teams that were that were talking about him. Now, granted, Celtics, sure, I bet they probably wouldn't want to give him to the Lakers. Makes sense. But I don't know. I don't believe that this was the best trade package it was. Now, maybe it was because again, it's basically it's an expiring contract. But um, just as 1 second, I mean, it's fine. It works, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. So apparently, two player option deadlines that to watch they have to decide by today, which I don't believe either of them have. Is Matisse Thybulle's $11.5 million option, and then Kyrie Irving's $42.9 million option. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just want to make sure nothing is coming out. But I mean, I guess it's a good trade for the Celtics because they pretty much just dump the money off. But yeah, here the Brooklyn Nets have the 8th pick, the 19th pick, the 22nd pick, the 26th, and the 27th pick. There's no way that they're signing that they're using all 5 of those picks. Maybe we'll see something on draft day, which again, tune in tomorrow. I will have a big long video out about the draft. I was going to give you guys a mock draft, but I'm not confident in it, and I don't have a whole 30 pick mock draft set up for me, so you probably won't get that. But let's talk about the other trade that happened earlier today. CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, who didn't play at all this season, and the number 40th pick this year. I don't know. Let's see. The Wizards shifting from the Poole to the veteran of McCollum with an expiring contract. Washington now is expected to approach $100 million in projected cap space in 2026. Pelicans move younger and more dynamic with Poole and Bey. That was the Shams tweet that I'm just reading off of. Yeah, I mean, expiring contract, sure, for the Wizards, who are hoping, they're gonna maybe move up and draft tomorrow. Maybe they'll stay put at the 6th pick. Who knows what that looks like, but they've got a bunch of guys that honestly they could, like Middleton picked up his extension yesterday. He could be moved at the deadline. They still have Smart and Brogdon. They could be moved, whatever. Kelly Olynyk could be removed at the deadline. Like they have a bunch of players they could move at the deadline or be technically bought out if they wanted to. So I wouldn't say that's a bad trade. Pelicans, it's interesting because if CJ is an expiring deal, and let me just make sure. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I just want to make sure I read that correctly. Yes. So CJ's $30.6 million expiring deal with the Pelicans, who have Zion, who's going to be paid. Trey Murphy, I think Trey Murphy actually got paid, but like there are players over there that I feel like you would want to just let them expire, right? Like you don't want to bring on because Jordan Poole makes. Okay, Trey Murphy his big contract starts, this season. 25, 27, 29, and then 31. Pretty even numbers there. And then like a Jordan Poole, his contract is 31.8 and then 34. I'm kind of surprised that they don't just let that they didn't just keep McCollum and let that expire. Who else do they have? They have DeJounte Murray, who I would assume makes around 30. He'll make 31, then 33, then as a player option for 31. Um, but like I don't know. I just don't. I feel like as a team in New Orleans, unless you're making a lot of like if everyone's getting just shipped out, except for a couple guys, I feel like you would want to just like let that money expire and then you have it. But I guess I guess not. I don't have too much to say on that. I mean Jordan Poole. So say we've got Jordan Poole and DeJounte Murray, probably Herb Jones, Zion, and then Eves Missy or something like that. Trey Murphy going back to the bench. Like, I don't know. I can't. Trey Murphy did such a good job of when he wasn't coming off the bench, and now he's just going right back. Let's see. How many games did he start? He started 51 out of his 53 games. He averaged 21 points per game. While off the bench, he was just averaging 15, 14 per 36. I mean, he also just kind of got better too, which obviously he's only 24, but I don't know. I don't like that you're just sending now where Trey Murphy's probably just getting shipped right back to the bench. I think Trey Murphy deserves to start. I think he's a player that, depending on how the Pelicans go and his personal numbers, if he starts, he could be a first-time All-Star this year. He is one of my picks that could very well be a first-time All-Star, I think, if everything goes his way. But with this trade, unless Poole's just going back to the bench, I don't think it's going to happen. Any other news? Okay, so Matisse Thybulle did pick up his $11.5 million player option, so excuse me for that. I don't believe I haven't seen anything on the Kyrie thing yet. Before we get out of here, the New York Knicks are interviewing Minnesota Timberwolves assistant Micah Nori for the team's head coaching job. Now 3 candidates between Nori, Mike Brown, and Taylor Jenkins for the Knicks. Pelican trade, Porzingis trade. Let's see one more time. Doesn't look like there's really anything. So that's going to wrap this up. Yeah, I keep seeing a lot of things about them talking about Jaylen Brown, talking about whatever. I can't imagine, since now that they're under the apron, that Jaylen Brown or Derek White is going anywhere unless they just really get offered a haul for it. But Brad Stevens doesn't seem like a guy that's gonna trade away a guy like Jaylen Brown just because he gets a haul, unless it's like way too good to pass up. But that'll do it. I hope that there are trades during the draft, man. I hope we see big time trades go down at the draft. I am going to be doing a video that'll come out after the draft is done, where I haven't decided, but I'm either going to do the lottery and like record as it happens and react to picks as they get taken and trades as they happen. Or if I want to do the whole first round, it would probably be like a 2-hour video though, unless I, kind of edit in between. And I might do it with Worlds from Hoops Holland too. So we'll see about that. But make sure you come back tomorrow for that. It'll be out either late tomorrow or early Thursday morning. But some big trades, man. We haven't really seen a trade yet with like, bench player for bench players or uh things like that. Like these are all we saw: Desmond Bain, Durant, Drew, Porzingis, CJ McCollum, Jordan Poole. Like we've seen a bunch of valuable players being moved already. And these trades, I believe, also cannot be technically official till July 6th. But obviously both teams have accepted, so it is official until someone sees, oh, I don't like his medicals, or I don't, anything like that. But that'll do it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about these trades, especially the Jordan Poole trade. Just because I don't know where I stand with that. I feel like that's not really a trade that makes any team better or worse by that much. So obviously it was for the Wizards to get money out, like to get an expiring contract, but I still feel like it doesn't make either of those teams really better or worse. But make sure you subscribe, like and comment, like I said. offseason's been super entertaining already, and we're not even a week in. So hopefully it stays this way. I love player movement. I love the offseason, but thank you for watching, and make sure you guys enjoy basketball.